Okay. Yes, this will be recorded. And let's go. Yes, and let's stream it there. Continue as Tay. Just another 1 more minute before we start. Some more people are coming in. Welcome to Zooming in with Gems. Yeah, welcome to Zooming in with Gems, the Gem Museum. All right, Tanzanite. Today we're going to talk about Tanzanite. We're just going to start in 1 more minute time. And zooming into Gems. And thank you very much for signing up. Feel free to use the chat to interact with us. Yes. So, okay. Right. So, let me see. View. Yes. Thanks, Huiying. Okay. So, maybe Andrew, let's continue. Let's start our zooming in with Gems.
Okay. Okay, shall you do the introduction?
Yeah. You have the introduction in your slides?
Yes, I have. Or you want to introduce the overall of the company first?
Yeah.
I do not have the slides, the company slides.
Oh, okay. So anyway, let's just go by here. Just to let you all know, who are we? We are, okay, www.gem.com.sg. So my name is Tay Kunming. I'm the co-founder of the Gem Museum. And together with Loke Huiying, we founded the Gem Museum in 2015. So this is me. And the Gem Museum is a place where everybody can come and enjoy gemstones and appreciate gemstones. We have a virtual museum here. You can actually log in next time when you have time to visit our museum virtually. Those of you who are at home. Yeah, so the Gem Museum, our vision is really to be the international platform to bridge the gap between the gems and jewelry industry and the rest of the world. So this is our mission is to create a cohesive platform from learning. And yeah, so in the Gem Museum, we want to like to promote the appreciation of gems. We also run a gem institute called Far East Gem, FarEastGem.institute. And let me just go to gem.com.sg. So we run the Far East Gem Institute, where we have diploma courses, or if you are really into gemology, want to learn more about gemology, we have many courses available. So you can go to our website and take courses from here. You can see here. So about us. So yeah, you can actually inquire more about us later on. We also run the Gem Lab, Far East Gem Lab, where we do testing and appraisal of gemstones. So this is what we do. On top of that, we also run the Gem Museum shop, the gemmuseumshop.com. You can come and visit us there. And yes, so at the Gem Museum shop, it's really targeted to collectors, where you can collect, buy stones, and minerals, gemstones, and all this beautiful stuff. We also run a custom boutique place called the King's Bespoke, where we do fine jewelry, and we do custom boutique, custom made of jewelry. So you can see engagement rings, the King's Bespoke. So this is what we do. And last but not least, Far East Gems and Jewelry is we supply gemstones. We're looking for a beautiful gem. You can always come to the website and go there and browse our collection. Yeah. So without further ado, I will pass you over to Andrew, where he will share zooming in with gems.
Okay, thank you, Kunming. Let me share the slides right now. Okay. Right. So, right, let me get my voice back a little bit. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the gemstone of the generation called Tanzanite. Okay, for those first timer, welcome. And for those who have been to a webinar before, welcome again. So as usual, we're going to talk about different topics during each webinar, and today is Tanzanite. So it's a very popular stone. We do have visitors like asking about Tanzanites, collectors asking about Tanzanites because they're just so popular and even rare as well. So it's kind of this topic is kind of an overdue topic, you see. So right, so a basic introduction from myself. Okay, the whole webinar, zooming into gems, we call it. It's brought to you by Tay Kunming and Huiying, the co-founders of the Gem Museum Singapore, and myself, curator of the Gem Museum Singapore. And as Kunming mentioned just now, today there will be a special guest waiting to share his story about his experience in the Tanzanite mine in Tanzania. Okay. So, the whole Tanzanite story begins none other than in Tanzania. Okay, somewhere in Tanzania, near the base of Mount Kilimanjaro. Okay, the hills called Miralani Hills. Okay, host a hidden gem. And one of the facts about Mount Kilimanjaro is a little bit mouthful. Mount Kilimanjaro is actually the tallest mountain in Africa. Okay, as you can see this picture right here, beautiful mountain seen from afar. And it looks a little bit like Mount Fuji actually, but it's in Africa, right? And how Tanzanite was actually discovered was during one day in 1967, right? 1967 in the Miralani Hills. A local tribesman actually came across this blue shiny gem standing out of the brown soil. Okay, so naturally when people find something shiny, sparkling on the floor, we would just naturally just pick it up and inspect what it is, right? So without knowing that this person actually found a very precious stone. And the initial assumption for this blue crystal was thought to be sapphire by the local tribesmen who first discovered this crystal. I mean, naturally, if you see a blue gem sitting on the floor, anybody would just assume that it is a sapphire, correct? So, unknowingly that it was a new crystal to be identified. So this tribesman actually brought this. Actually, he just collected a few of the crystals on the floor, put it in a bag, and then thought he can sell it to the trade, to the seller in the town back in the Tanzania. So until then, it was discovered as the new mineral, because when the seller, the buyer of the crystal back in town, saw something unusual about these crystals. It doesn't look like the shape of the sapphire, because both of them, they have two separate crystal systems, and they will both show different crystal habits as well. although both of them, they can have the same color of blue. So the seller actually sent the whole bag of this unknown blue crystals to overseas to identify. It went through several hands, GRA, the Harvard University, the British Museum, and even the government of, not the government, one of the geologists that works for the Tanzania government actually did a research on these unknown crystals. And then soon they found out that it is a new species of the zoisite. So initially they would just call it as the blue zoisite. So this is one of the fine example of the blue tanzanite crystals right here in the picture. So it shows a vivid blue coloration, just like a sapphire. I think it's almost like a cornflower sapphire almost. So once they have named this blue zoisite, a businessman appears. Okay, so as this slide, the title of this slide suggests, the opportunist appears to be the great grandson of the Tiffany and Co.'s founder. Okay, his name is Henry Platt. And when he first heard of this newly discovered blue gem, he just went over there and immediately took the opportunity to sell this gemstone to the world. Okay, obviously he owns one of the biggest jewelry company in the world. He has the finance, he has the power to really take control of the selling rights to the stone. Okay, just within 1 year of its discovery back in 1967, it was launched to the world. It was introduced to the world in 1968 as Tanzanite. Okay, actually this Mr. Henry Platt actually thought of several names before deciding it as Tanzanite. He actually considered Tiffanite in the honor of the company Tiffany and Co. That's one of the names. The other name I can't really recall, but eventually he just named it after where it was first found in Tanzania. So they call it Tanzanite. And this Tiffany and Co. They really discovered a lot of new gems apart from Tanzanite, like morganites, like stavorites. These are the gems that are also discovered by employees of Tiffany and Co.'s gemologists of Tiffany and Co. So Tanzanite is just happened to one of the most popular ones due to the mass marketing during the 1968. So it was so popular back then. Okay. This Mr. Henry actually proclaims that Tanzanite is the most beautiful blue gemstone discovered in over 2,000 years. Okay, this line right here actually was accompanied with the advertisement of Tanzanite back in the days, back in the 70s. And yeah, it's actually quite true because blue gemstones are really hard to come by. And actually, in fact, blue color is one of the rarest color for gemstones. And another fact is that Tanzanite was one of the first transparent blue gemstone discovery in over 100 years. Okay, so it's really a big thing, right? So after Tanzanite mass marketed this Tanzanite to the world, it spreaded like wildfire, really fast. And then everybody started using Tanzanite in all sorts of jewelries. Eventually became the second most popular gemstone at the time, just behind diamonds, of course. And this is one of the original posters, the advertisement of Tiffany and Co. You can see how they marketed it, the Mount Kilimanjaro at the background with all sorts of different design, the rings with huge Tanzanite crystals, very vivid blue coloration with diamonds, with yellow gold. And this is, I can't really read what's in there. Okay, he also actually said that inside of this ad, Tanzanite can be found only in two places, in Tanzania and in Tiffany's. So it's really, really creative how they made the ad back then. So everybody went crazy about this and people just follow through the trend, you know. So let's talk about blue zoisite. What is zoisite in fact? Zoisite is the mineral, the family of where Tanzanite belongs to. So Tanzanite is a variety of zoisite, and basically the zoisite itself is a calcium aluminum silicate hydroxide. Okay, and Tanzanite itself is a blue variety of zoisite mineral species, and the coloration is actually caused by vanadium that makes it blue, and it also has a 6.5 hardness, which is still considered okay, still quite hard, quite tough, and it's quite suitable to be worn in daily wears. Yeah, okay. And this amazing specimen actually from one of the museum in Lebanon, it's called the MIM Museum. It shows this amazing Tanzanite specimen that shows two different colors, basically. From the top, you can see the purplish blue, and at the bottom, you see the brown, the reddish brown coloration of the Tanzanite. So why do Tanzanite have this kind of weird coloration? I'm not quite sure about this specimen. I can't really find any information on this specimen itself, but mainly Tanzanite, they are a pleochroic gem, a very strong pleochroic gem, and pleochroism, it can be categorized into two kinds: the dichroic, which shows two different colors, and trichroic, that shows three different colors in three different viewing angles. So pleochroism actually only happens in doubly refractive gemstones, where it's you know how light enters the stone and being split into two halves. So that's why you can see different colors in different angles. So some of the trichroic gems, like the Tanzanites, includes the alexandrites, the andalusites, iolites. These are some of the strong trichroic gemstones. And if you see a natural Tanzanite crystal, you can actually tilt the viewing angle of the crystal to see the three different directions, just like this picture is showing. So the main color, of course, is the blue. The middle one, you can see purple and also the brown coloration. So different. So different viewing angles actually can be seen in the different axis of the crystal. So that is a little bit more complicated to explain. But this is the basic three different colors of what you can see in the Tanzanite. So apart from Tanzanite, which is a more popular variety of zoisite, actually, zoisite also contains other gem material varieties. For example, annulites, which is better known as ruby and zoisite. So ruby and zoisite, as the name suggests, the zoisite itself, it contains ruby crystals. Okay, it depends how much ruby inside, it depends. But some of them, they can form in a very nice crystal hexagonal shape, just like in this picture right here. And ruby and zoisites are mainly opaque. So they are not really a transparent gem like the Tanzanite that can be faceted. So they are mainly used as cabochons, tumbled gems, or even carvings. Okay. Ruby itself is one of the precious gems. So it kind of occurred in the green zoisite that gives this is a very, very sharp contrast of green and red. So apart from that, thulite is also quite an uncommon gem. So far in the Gem Museum, we don't display any thulites before, haven't displayed any thulites before. And it's actually an opaque pink variety of zoisite. As I mentioned, it's rarely seen in commercial use because they are not transparent as well. but the pink can be quite, I would say quite soothing. It's really pastel pink, really light pink that is really more towards the, well, I mean, it's a unique gem. What more can I say? Okay, apart from these two, okay, I also found out that zoophytes also have other gem quality tanzanites in terms of other colors. So there are a lot of reference that name different colors of gem quality zoophytes as fancy tanzanite. Okay, I'm not sure how true this name is. It might get confused with the general blue tanzanites. So just like how people use red emerald back then for red beryl. So fancy tanzanite actually refers to gem quality zoophytes other than tanzanites, which is the blue one, and its color ranges from brown, yellow, green, pink, and orange. So these kind of color are extremely rare. Okay, it's really, really uncommon because just like Tanzanite, all of these Tanzanite only can be found in Tanzania in the same location of the Merelani Hills. So it's I never seen any of these before until just now. This later the special guest might actually show you some of the fancy Tanzanites, and it's really, really beautiful, really, and never seen anything like that before, even in school. Okay, like these three pictures. Actually, I got these three pictures from the same website. It's called the Rare Gemstone Company, and you can see the green zoophyte, the green tanzanite, the yellow, maybe a little bit orangey, pinkish in the middle, and the pink tanzanite on the right. Okay, so when it comes to treatments, Tanzanite is one of the most commonly treated gemstones. Okay, but treatment, as we always say, is not always bad. Okay, so that's why we have to understand what treatment brings to Tanzanites. So naturally, Tanzanites, the unheated Tanzanite tends to be brown in color. Okay, it's because, like I mentioned previously, the Tanzanite is a trichroic gem, okay? But brown is actually the more dominant color of the three, the blue and the purple. So sometimes it will show more brown compared to blue and purple in its natural state. So how did the local tribesmen actually stumble upon this blue crystal in the first place? So there are the story goes, okay, the idea of treating brown tanzanite actually comes from a wildfire set by lightning in the dry grass surface of Tanzania. So the wildfire spreads across the land, heating those exposed crystals to blue. So that's why the first discovery of tanzanite appears to be blue back then. And then people started to get this idea of heating tanzanite to make it more attractive rather than the brown coloration of the the crystal. So when I said tanzanite is a commonly heated stone, okay, the heatment actually removes the brown axis of the crystal, only leaving the violet and the blue axis. So that's why you can see most of the tanzanite in the market, they are blue or either purple in color rather than brown. So the treatment, the heat treatment actually renders the tanzanite crystals to appear dichroic permanently. So regardless which direction you look at the tanzanite crystal, you will only see blue and purple from those three different directions. Maybe it's still considered trichroic because like if you look at this photo right here, you can see blue, you can see purple, and maybe you can see violet. So it's kind of a three different colors as well, but it just removed the brown axis, the more visible color of the tanzanite. So when it comes to treatment, okay, the heating of tanzanite, they only use a really low temperature for just a few hours, maybe a day at most. We treatments. Okay, low heating of gemstones is it doesn't really affect the inclusions of the crystal, and that's why a lot of people would say heated tanzanite rather than heat treated tanzanite. Well, this I really need to do a lot more research, because based on one of the GIA website is one of the research made by GIA is they actually refers in the cert itself as heated tanzanite rather than heat treated tanzanites, because it's sometimes it's really hard to identify the treatments of them. So that's why it comes to this, the unguaranteed identification of treatments in tanzanite. So although generally we know tanzanites are commonly heat treated or heated, there are no ways to tell whether the heating occurs naturally or artificially. Okay, gemological wise, low heating does not really change the inclusions within any gemstones, and it can be quite hard to identify sometimes. It's unlike rubies and sapphire where they are exposed to really high temperature heating, like more than 1,000 Celsius up to 1400 to 1600 degrees Celsius, that alters the inclusions for gemologists to identify the heat treatment. But tanzanites, we can't really see any alterations of the inclusions. So again, heating can occur in nature through wildfires or volcanic activities, or even through human practice. So in the end, there's no concrete way to really tell the tanzanite is treated or not. I mean, the best way is to see the brown axis, the absence of the brown axis in the tanzanite. So like I mentioned, tanzanite, they are one of the rarest gems because they are only found in Tanzania. So there are a lot of concern about the future market of tanzanites. Okay. So first things comes to our mind is that tanzanite might deplete, okay, because of the extensive mining that occurs in the mining area in Tanzania. So there are a lot of scientists, geologists, estimates that the mining area would be depleted in around 20 years or even 30 years at most. And it's not just that tanzanite is found in Tanzania itself. The whole mining area of the tanzanite only ranges at 2 kilometers wide and 8 kilometers long, which is a pretty small mining area, to be honest. And for the mining area itself, it separates into 4 different mining blocks. I'm sure the special guest would actually explain how the whole mining area looks like later on. Okay. So before it goes depleted, tanzanite definitely have had its limelight in the market itself. So it has been showcased in some of the most established jewelry companies like Tiffany & Co, obviously, Chopard, Bulgari, in all sorts of jewelries like what you can see here. So it was so popular back then, it was adopted as the new birthstone of December only in 2002. Okay, so it's tanzanite is a stone that has a very short history. It rose to fame really quickly, and yes, it is a really beautiful stone. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the old specimens of the tanzanite jewelries. Yeah, okay, so actually this is the end of my slide. Thank you all for listening, and really I can't wait for the special guest to talk about his experience in the tanzanite mine. Right, over back to you, Kunming.
Wow. Okay, so let me share our screen. and also change my name. Okay, everyone, hope you are enjoying yourself so far. If you are enjoying this, type in the chat. Yes, very fun. Okay, so let's put our hands together and welcome Mr. Tay Thye Sun.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this webinar organized by Kunming, Huiying, and Andrew. Thank you so much for inviting me. And of course, about Tanzanite, I went there in 2009 for the International Gemological Conference. And that's where I got in touch. And then, of course, as a geologist myself, and always very interested to find out the new the places where they are doing the mining operation and so on. Okay, so let me get myself comfortable. Okay, the slides here I can see here is a Tanzanite crystal with the rough material, and of course when you go to Tanzania, they use the Swahili words for karibu. Name is welcome, karibu.
Karibu.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you are in Tanzania, of course, during the time when we were there, it's I think September, the flowering of jacaranda is purplish flowers, very nice. The whole street is full of these jacaranda flowers. And besides the flower, the surrounding places are like Arusa National Parks or even Ngorongoro National Parks. Is something that if you have the chance, go there and take a look, and it's fascinating, wildlife especially. And of course, my interest as a geologist or even as a gemologist myself, we go and visit some of the mines around Tanzania. All right, so I'll just introduce you what is explain the places that I visited. I went there in 2009 for the International Gemological Conference, and this International Gemological Conference was started back in 1922 by a group of European scientists and geologists, or even gem dealers. And from there, since 1952, this conference has been traveling around the world, and been traveling around the world, and I was invited as a research scientist back in 1989 by Dr. Edward Gublin from the Swiss lab. And of course, since then, I was incorporated into this small, tiny group of people, less than 100 people from around the world with published research paper. And on top of that, every year, every 2-3 years, they review the people who have invited to speak there, and of course, do a lot of research. You need to be incorporated into these small, tiny groups. And some of my students even ask me, if I graduate as a gemologist, can I join? I said, sorry, no, they don't. Only when you do research, then of course it's from that research that they recognize you, and as a representative from Singapore, the only one. And in 2009. Dr. John Saw and his family organized this Tanzanian trip. So as you can see here, the slides, John Saw is on the right-hand side, Dr. John Saw. And then you have Mark Saw there on the left. And then followed by the district commissioner of Tanzania, did the opening of ceremony of the IGC in October 2009. Okay. So these are the group of people from 20 countries to Arusha, which is in northern part of Tanzania, next to Mount Kilimanjaro. And over the years, I contribute to the committee, to the conference. I got elected in the executive committee. So this is the how many people there? 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 person there. I got elected in the executive committee, and of course it's very prestigious. And of course nobody knows about it in Singapore. very sad. Just to give you an idea where is Tanzania? Tanzania is on the eastern side of Africa. And of course, if you fly in from Singapore, you go to not direct to Dar es Salaam, you have to go to Dubai, and from Dubai you fly into Dar es Salaam. And from Dar es Salaam, you take another 1 hour flight all the way to Arusha, which is near to the border of Kenya. Okay, so the yellow circle you can see there. Of course, the other place where they have a lot of gems is Morogoro, where they have ruby mining. And of course, we also visited a place called Windsor, which is in Mangrisa, which is near to one of the national parks in the southern part of Tanzania. All right. And the Tanzanite, of course, just now Andrew has already mentioned, is at the foothill of Kilimanjaro in the place called Malarani Mountains. And this is the place where they mark with the red arrow there indicating, and it's actually the geological structure of this place is Pan-African geology, and the year of the formation is going back, if I'm not wrong, is close to about 800 million years to nearly 450 million years old. The rock is quite old, all right? And of course, the zoisite is part of an epidote group, is calcium, aluminum, hydroxide, silicate. Silicate means you got the double tetrahedral structures, right? And of course, zoisite is not just by itself, it also occur together with the green garnet, with grossular garnet, with zavorite, which you probably heard already. And this zavorite was discovered in the park called Zavo Park in the southern part of Kenya. And it's actually near the border with Arusha. I visited in 2009 with my old friend, Vince Padu. He's very kindly to bring us all the way to this, in the old days, in the first discovery of zavorite mine. And of course, when we were there, our guide was telling us that you watch out for the lions, you know, quite interesting. And of course, here the slide just show you the Tanzanite occur together with quartz and calcite, and of course, zavorite garnet, which is in the green color. The blue is Tanzanite. Okay, and of course, this is the formula for occurrences with the presence of Tanzanite, presence of hydroxide. You know, from there you got the Tanzanite formations. And I already see, and Andrew mentioned, is a 4 block of this locality, and then here the scale here you can see the A block, B block, C block, and D block. Okay, the place that we visited was Tanzanite 1 mine, and this one is in the C block. Okay, and the free for all one is D block, which is any citizen who are willing to do the hard work of digging into the graphite locations. And of course, you can go to the D block, and many of the children were used to do the digging at the age of 10, 12, 13 years old, and they start digging. The officially first discovered by this gentleman, Ndugu Zumani Ngona, okay? And he was initially first discovered, but then ignored, and later officially documented him. He's the first discovery of this blue mineral. And earlier, there are people who, by Manuel de Souza and even Ali Zuwatu, and was so-called disqualified. Actually, they are early people discovered them also. So in a way, the Mr. on the right-hand side, you can see his face, Mr. Nduzu Jumani Ngona. Okay, so he got a certificate to prove that he's the first person to discover Tanzanite. So this is about you can see the scale at the bottom left-hand corner, 2,000 feet, and it's quite a wide area. And I think Andrew just now mentioned about 8 kilometers, 5 to 8 kilometers is like that. So, okay. So this blue or purple zoisite stone was named as Tanzanite in October 1968 by Henry Pluck, 1935-2007. Then he was the president of Tiffany and Co. And Pluck, of course, remarked quite correctly that it was the most beautiful blue gemstone discovered over 2,000 years. It was recorded in the mineralogical record. So the only country that produced Tanzanite is Tanzania, of course. And the word Tanzania actually is mixed of Tanganyika and Zanzibar. It's two names of this to make into a name of a country. And the gem itself is quite rare, about 1,000 times more rare than diamond. All right. And of course, this is the Tanzanite mine, Tanzanite 1, that is owned this place, and it's a British company. It's listed on a stock exchange in London. And of course, you can see here, I don't know where you can point out, the mine is, the entrance is right here at this point here, if you can see. And this is the operation center. Okay. Okay. So here's all my IG's International Geological Conference friends, Dr. Jayashree Panjikar from India, Dr. Margarita Suppetti, Dr. Gamini Joisa, and of course my Japanese friend, which is Masaki Freya, right? So it's just the entrance before entering into the Tanzanite mine. So here you are inside the office of the Tanzanite mine, Tanzanite 1. So Nick Hughes, Mr. Nick Hughes, of the general manager of the mine, was discussing and even introduced to us how the geology of that locality. And here you are with Professor Emmanuel Fritsch from France, or even Russian geologists actually, Dr. Yuri Shermanadze and Dr. Roma Sivos is all in the slide here. Emmanuel Fritsch is right in the center anyway. Yuri is on the right and Roma is on the left. Here is the map of the mine site itself. And you can see that the shaft here is number 1, which is the arrow pointing it. Okay. So you can see the arrow pointing, this is the mine shaft. But initially when they did the shaft is like this, the rate is different level. Okay. Then they have different level of level 7, level 13, and so on. And so much later, they developed a proper mining shaft to enter into it. You literally can walk into it. Okay. So the geology of this area is a metamorphic environment, occurs with the dolomite locations, and Tanzanite mineralization is the red zone. Okay, you can see the red zone here. And they call it after this gentleman who discovered as JW zone. Okay, the Tanzanian gentleman who discovered it. So it's just a JW zone. And of course, this JW zone is extended from this tiny zone here and then extend into the A and B block as well. So it's within the dolomitic marble and surrounded by kyanite graphite. That's why if you go into the mining locality, especially in the D block, the miner itself, small little kids, 10, 12 years old, coming out from the mine, you can see them all completely covered with graphite. It's blackish. It's quite a pitiful thing to look, okay? And of course, this particular mine is since back in the 60s, when it was first discovered and developed in the 70s. And of course, there's the location of the geology of the area. And of course, if you need to go, you have to break through the we call it overburden, and that overburden is cow concrete soil cover. It's quite thick layer, and once you have to go into it, you break through it, and then from there you can enter into all this JW mine, which is the Tanzanite mineralization zone. And this particular zone is very highly folded. Okay, it's very highly folded. You can see here in the next slide. Is it working? Oh yes, we're queuing up to enter into it. And of course, we have to have a hard hat, register ourselves. And once you've done that, we walk through into this shelter area and into the mine itself. So here we are entering into the mine itself at the inclination about 30 degrees entry. Okay. So once you enter into it, you can see the mine shaft. They name it JW layers, and it's within here that these pegmatite veins of Tanzanite is found on this JW veins, and the fault zone, and of course is folded, and the geologists discover that is in this fault zone. They discover that there's the budang. Okay, budang means the like congested material has been pressed together, okay, at the joint part. So this is a cross section of how it looks like. Some of this budang is within here that discovered Tanzanite crystals. Okay, so the fold structure can be quite complex because it's about 800 to 450 million years ago when they formed, and it's not just one folding structure or folding history, but there's multiple folding history from different locality. So it's quite complex. But then Tanzanite is formed within this folded zone. The least pressure one is at the top here and the bottom here. Can you see that? Yeah. And it's from there they discover that they have this Tanzanite crystal together with dolomite zone and so on, and calcite as well. Okay. And if you are interested in the geology part, there's a paper written by Olivia, and you can look at it. If you want some papers, please let me know. I can send to you. Okay. So here you are on the face of the rock itself in the Budang region. Tanzanite was discovered. You can see here some of the Tanzanite crystal here. Okay, it's inside here that this is called Budang. Okay, it's the Budang where this congested material that's been where the minerals are being transformed. All right, is actually hydrothermal solutions, and hydrothermal. That's why Tanzanite is called hydroxide. Okay, OH is because hydrothermal solution percolate through these fractures, through this fault, and eventually transform all the minerals, some of this mineral into present calcite, present of quartz itself, and of course, you form in the calcium, aluminum hydroxide silicate. All right. And here you are, another section of the JW Tanzanite mine, and the markets for us to see where the mineralization has occurred. All right. This we walk into it. It's about close to about 550 meters. All right, about 550 meters. We walk into it, and here you are. There's Dr. Panchawan from Thailand is pointing the strike of the rock itself, the strike where the geology, the strike of this the rock itself, and it's from here that they found Tanzanite. All right, and here's another one. Okay, the Budang itself, you can see then there's your Tanzanite crystal. Okay, together with other associate minerals. For example, you have quartz, or even you have calcites and so on. All right, and the surrounding area, you can see the metamorphosed rock, and it's been pressed together. All right, and there's Zen, is the mine manager. And of course, what he did was he showed us where they're going to put the explosive. Okay, the drill hole into this explosive. Okay, you can see the white line there, and in the crossing section, they put in the small, tiny explosive. They don't want to blow it out completely, but then blow a certain part of it to extract the mineral from there. Okay, and once you blow it up already, you transport to the surface, and through a conveyor belt, the mine material together with gem gravels and so on has been sent to another processing plant. All right, you can see here from a distance, you can see the processing plant, and that's where they extract the Tanzanite crystals. All right, so the approximate concentrate is about 51 carats to 1 ton. Well, it's quite popular actually, as compared to diamond. Diamond can be about 23 tons or even 50 tons to 1 carat. So you can see here 51 carat to 1 ton is quite profitable. So back in 1997, the production was about like 8,000 kilos, in the productions. And then in 2005, less production coming out with about 2,000 kilos, right? This is taken from Saiga in 2006. And of course, here you are, you had the Tanzanite. We were allowed to visit the source plant, okay? And everybody was, you can see the Tanzanite is not all blue color. You can have brown, like Andrew has mentioned just now, you have brown, you have the yellow, and of course, not heat treated one. This is tiny crystals, about 1 carat to 2 carat size. And all our research gemologists or research scientists will quickly try to take photo of it, of this material itself. And of course, as Andrew mentioned just now earlier, the Tanzanite has very strong trichroic, that means 3-directional color. You can rotate in certain angle. You can see one direction can be blue, the next direction will be purple, and next direction you can see the brown or even yellow for that matter. So the crystallographic axis, you can see the directional, the pattern itself. And the cause of color, of course, is due to presence of titanium and vanadium. And of course, if it's green color, it's caused by the presence of chromium. And just to recap, crystal of the class crystal is crystal silicate. The subclass, of course, is solo silicate. Subclass is because this tetrahedral structure is the twin crystals that join together. And the group is under epidote. And subgroup is zoisite. And then under subgroup of zoisite, the variety, if it's blue color, of course, is tanzanite. So we can have the hardness is 6.5, already mentioned. Refractive index, alpha is 1.6925, beta is 1.6943, and gamma is 1.7015. So you can literally see the difference in projection of the color of the trichroism. And here you are, before heat treatment is, of course, is yellow, and after heat treatment is purple. And the process of heat treatment is about, just now Andrew was saying about 400 to 600, it's actually about 360 degrees. And a couple of hours only, not long, sometimes it's very short time, to 350 degrees Celsius. And heating change the oxidation stage of the vanadium to produce the blue color, which is from 3+ vanadium to 4+ vanadium for that matter. Okay, so this is the color is considered stable, and on top of that, of course, earlier they say it's 95. Then through my research, I found out it's 98% of tanzanite are heat treated. All right. So of course, large crystal, tanzanite crystals. This is the great mama, they call it Mavizi. They call it Mavizi. Okay. Largest gem quality is about 22 centimeter long, weigh about 3 kilo. I was about, we were sort of, were allowed to handle this anyway. So I handled one of the crystal, about 200-gram one at the mine itself. And of course, this was in their concentration, I mean, the room there where they kept all the tanzanite. So all of us, we were so privileged and very, very delighted to be there to even handle this crystal and take photograph with it. It's a very saturated, natural blue, no heat treated one. Okay. And of course, the distribution channel of Tanzanite 1, there are 8 site holders, 4 to 6 times sites a year. This was done, there was more than 10, 12 years, or even since 2009. And here you are, the quality system is that, the clarity, of course, Tanzanite usually very clean stone, okay? So clarity play important part. And color, of course, can be blue to a purplish blue and to very light one. Normally cut very nicely. Of course, it shows a lot of reflection because lack of inclusions. And you can, once you cut proper proportions, and then of course you can get the reflection from the stone itself. So the bigger the stone, the heavier the weight, of course. And here you are, you have the clubhouse at the end of the mining site. And this is the clubhouse is quite nice with a swimming pool. And next to it is actually D block, just across the fence. You can look, people are doing them from a distance, people are doing small little potholes and doing mining into a small little pit like that. Hundreds and hundreds of them, actually. So here we have a lunch break in the Tanzanite 1 clubhouse. There's all my friends in the sun, and of course in the bar itself. And at the back of the Tanzanite 1 clubhouse, so Dr. Fritsch Emmanuel is trying to look for some mineral. They have the kyanite. There's gum in his hand. You can see the kyanite, the blue crystals. And of course, other than that, you can see some garnet as well. Okay. So sincere appreciation to many of these people who have shown us, the geologists, the mine managers, and the mine managers, or the cutter itself, and even the guard itself. We get to know them as well. Thank you so much. And of course, Dr. John Saw, he's the one who brought the John Saw, and he's the one who brought the Tanzanite crystal to Henry Pluck in New York itself. That was 1970 something, I think. And of course, you have IGC Gazette, and of course, Zen from the managing director, and the IGC colleagues around the world. And of course, Vincent Pardo, Richard Hughes, Marcel Angelo de Souza, Vander Vincent, and these people who have kindly loaned me or even assist me during the time when we were there, and my family. And here's, thank you for your attention. This is the picture that I took of Kenya Bijaro, Hakula Matata. There's a Swahili word for relax, take it easy, okay? Thank you so much for your attention.
Wow, wow. Okay, so now we're going to the next part where we're going to see some gemstones. And those of you who are still with us, whoa. So right now we're going to bring in the Zoom box, and yeah, if you have any questions right now, please feel free to actually come and ask us. We're going to showcase some stones, rough and some cut stones, and this is what we really like to do. And yeah, so rename my name again. Yes, so I hope you all are enjoying yourself so far.
Any questions?
Yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat. Later on, we'll enable the unmute, then you can, if you want, you can ask directly. Okay, so I'm going to showcase some rough crystals here where you can see. So you can take a look here. And this is one of the stones that you can see, the pure chorism. So look at that, there's a bit of reddish color there. And then when you tilt it, you see the yellow. See the reddish. Yeah, this is a rough crystal of Tanzanite. Yeah, you can take a look. That see now it's yellowish. I turn it a little bit more. You can see like the purple coming out. See that? So this is a rough crystal of Tanzanite with all the different colors. I'm going to show you one more. Wow, look at that.
Oh, nice. Okay, we do have a question by Gig Chiang. How can we grade the value of Tanzanite? Some say the more concentrated the color, the higher the value, or rather maybe what you're asking, if I'm not wrong, is the price. Like how do we know what is a better quality and therefore higher value?
Okay, so maybe I just showcase the Tanzanite as a whole first, then I'll go on and address that question. Yeah, here. So this is another one. This is a more like bluish purplish blue color. All right, this has many inclusions, so they didn't cut it into a stone. If not, it will be breaking apart.
Yellow on the corner.
Yeah, the yellow on the corner.
You want to zoom in a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, that's nice. Thanks.
Yeah, welcome. Zooming in with gems. The Android says that this is a food. Use food mode. So funny.
So this particular piece is left as it is because of the inclusions, whereby and I can see some fractures and all that, all the internal fissures. So
Yes.
I guess if you start cutting this, it will probably just tumble into pieces. Yeah, and the cutting of Tanzanite, you have to be careful with the direction. Otherwise, you might get something that is undesirable
Oh, this one you
because
can
of the
see.
pleochroism.
Yeah. Look at this. The bigger one. The yellow with the purple with the gray. So this is very fun, those of you who like Tanzanites, you can actually play with it all day because you can see the different colors, the trichoric effect. Yeah, it's inside there. All right, so now I want to show you all the zoisite. Give me a minute. Okay, so here is a box of different colored zoisite. All right, let me go inside a bit. Good. So look, see the different colors of zoisite.
And the green one is due to the presence of chromium.
Yeah, look at that. On the light.
Oh, this is very nice.
Yeah, different colors of zoisite. Yeah, those of you who, you see the one on this like pink, brown, then there's a violet, green, yellow, and a very deep green.
So the name zoisite applied. Then of course the Tanzanite is the only one here, right? This spot, this is Tanzanite.
Yeah,
The rest is just zoisite.
yeah. Let me see if I can make it more brighter.
Okay, so with regards to price and quality and all that, right? Just now, I think we saw quite a bit about the quality. Eric also asked if Tanzanites are overrated, like greatly overpriced, as the pricing are very high in a lot of jewelry store. So that's related to prices as well, lah. Maybe
Yeah.
just briefly talk about it.
Sure, no problem. Let me just show. Okay, so when you talk about, I got some cut stones I want to show you off. So let me show you one. I think this is unheated because of, but I haven't got it tested yet. But have a look at this stone. This is let me zoom out a bit. So this is a Tanzanite about 6.5 carat. If you look at it, you can see green. Okay, you can't really see the green here. Look here. The purple. It's pretty clean stone. If you can see.
I think in terms of quality, let's say the clarity, right? Tanzanite tend to be kind of clean, I would say, but of course they take the clean ones to cut. That's why mostly you will see it quite clean, like this one. Also, there are some that has some inclusions. So generally, in terms of clarity, the more clear it is, the better lah. It's not like emerald, whereby most of it are included. So yeah, so Gek Chang, if you are thinking about quality, one of the factors which is clarity, this one we can take into consideration. So something like this, of course, it will be considered a mid to high quality in terms of clarity lah. Okay, then in terms of color, remember the pleochroism. So which means that it really depends on how it's being cut. So if the cutter is a good cutter, the cutter will be able to maximize the color the best, even without without heating, sorry. Yeah, so these are some of the considerations as well when we talk about the price. So first thing, is it heated or not heated first? Let's say assume that this piece is not heated, then I would say that the cutting is actually pretty good because it actually maximizes that bluish purplish color much more than the dull brown kind of a color. Yeah. Kunming?
Yeah. So I want to show you one whole group lah. So to cut, to make it close. So I have one group of stones here. They are all. Let's take a look.
Can actually already see the color differences.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess when you look for Tanzanite, some of them you like to have a more blue, a more saturated color. So you can see like this stone here is slightly lighter, and the stone that has most color, I think the most blue, this is blue. Then like here is all, these are all like pretty purplish color. All right, these are already pretty good. And yeah, so let me show you some unheated Tanzanite. So is that this one?
So those 6 pieces are heated, is it, Kunming?
Yeah, most likely.
Okay. So maybe while Kunming is taking out the other pieces, Kunming, can you shift the white dot away? Like you move your camera. Yeah, yes. So we have some interaction. Let people indicate which one they like. Okay, from the top left is 1, 2.
Annotate, how to...
Yeah, you see whether you can annotate. Let everybody annotate. Yeah.
How to do that? We have more options, right?
I'm not sure because I cannot. I think you have to allow from your phone.
Oh, my phone. Okay.
Yeah.
I think never mind.
Yeah, otherwise, never mind. The top row from the left is 1, 2, 3. Bottom row from the left is 4, 5, 6. So maybe we can see which ones do you like, your top 3 choices. Top right and bottom right are nicest to me. So Eric's option is 1 and 6. Okay, interesting. Top right, Andrew like right. Sorry. 3 and 6. Eric is 3 and 6. Yeah. Haryana also 3 and 6. Okay. Well, it's interesting. I think what you are seeing is that the number 1 and number 4, right? The top left and the bottom left. Okay, it's a little bit blurry. Okay, on the screen here, what I see is a little bit like cloudy. Is it right, Kunming?
Which one?
The left, the 2 on the left.
This one?
Yeah, this one and the one, the pear shape.
No, not so actually. Actually, all very clear.
Because from here it looks a little bit blurry.
The angle. It's the angle.
Oh,
Let me lower the angle.
No, as in the stone, it looks a bit cloudy. So you see, on the screen, sometimes it's very difficult to really fully see the actual, quality of it.
You see.
Yeah, now it's better. Yes, okay. So yeah. Can you actually move your camera to show top down rather than from the side? Yes, correct. Your angle, okay, never mind. So personally, I think most people like the purple color one. Jenny's also 3 and 6. Elvin is 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Oh, okay. Interesting. Gek Chang likes the bottom left. Okay, because the color saturated, right? Looks like strong deep color. Okay. Eric says, if I'm not wrong, just like blue sapphire stones that are greenish blue with tinge of green, not so nice and cheaper probably. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, personally, I like the bluish ones. I think the purple one too purple already. But it could be the angle at which we are looking at, because of the pleochroism. The strong pleochroism makes it a little bit more interesting because as you tilt it a little bit, you actually can see like slight color differences. Yeah.
Oh, we got a lot of people saying Jia Hao says number 2.
Number 2, Jia Hao, almost same taste as me, a little bit bluish.
Yeah, it's a bluish stone. Yeah, this is a bluish stone.
Yeah, that one is nice.
Yeah.
I think it's nice also, the bluish one. Okay.
Yeah, those of you who like, you can make just come down to the visit museum, and maybe we can put it at one side, or we can take photos and put it on our Facebook. And you can see the stone yourself.
Okay, so in terms of value, right, Kunming, in this whole lot, the more purplish one and the more bluish one, how would it differ in terms of value or price?
I think it really depends on the dealer, but I guess one thing is that first thing you need to talk about the clarity of the stone.
Yeah.
How is it clean? And number two, you talk about the color. Is it even? Because sometimes when you view it face up, right, there's like a bit of purplish in this part, a bit of blue here. So the color is not so even. And then on top of that, we also look at the saturation of the color. So if it's totally saturated, it's the value becomes higher. So the value becomes higher, not because it is more beautiful, but because of the demand. All right. So I would like to just give you that perspective, because Tanzanite is rare. It comes just from one place. So, and to each person, there's a different, the stone looks a little bit different. But of course, the saturation of color, if it's more saturated, it becomes more valuable. And last but not least is the cutting. The cutting of the stone, the shape of the stone. What do you like? Do you prefer a fatter pear shape, or you prefer a slender, longish pear shape like that? And then also, if you look at the stone, normally if you want a very deep saturated color, you have to be a thick stone because of the pavilion. Then it gives you more color. So I wouldn't say that. I mean, at the end of the day, you also look at the stone's value and you buy it. I guess when you set it into jewelry, the value goes up a lot because number one, it's set with precious metals, like gold or platinum, and then diamonds. And Tanzanite is also a stone where you really need to set it well. Because somehow or other it's a little bit brittle when it comes to, if you compare to other stones like sapphires and diamonds. But then in terms of pricing much, I think so far the prices haven't really increased ever since I came into the trade lah. But it really depends on the quality. If you buy from European companies, they really go for precision cut. Normally the cost goes up a lot. If you buy from just a regular dealer, it's just native cut. The value is of course, compared to the precision cut, the value is lower. Yeah. So I want to show you some unheated gems, and then just in the next 5 minutes, and then unheated Tanzanite. Just show you this unheated Tanzanite. So here are some unheated Tanzanite. Okay. I hope you're still enjoying yourself. If you're still enjoying yourself, please let us know. Here are some unheated Tanzanite. You can see that the colors are much lighter. You can see the green. Of course, when the color are much lighter, the value drops a lot. I think a stone here, maybe I think about $100 or less than that, slightly. Yeah, but these are for people who are collecting zoisites. And this is compared to that, you can see a big difference lah. So let me just put it.
These ones, I think, Kunming, the lighter ones, I think even if you heat it, right, the color cannot go as saturated as those the larger
possible.
Is it possible?
But you can see, you can heat it with your kitchen oven. If you can heat about 360 degrees to 600 degrees for a couple of hours, you can try. we might try our wing. We were saying the other day.
Maybe we want to boil it.
Yeah.
Put oil, put salt, and then boil it and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to show you all a gem.
Yeah,
okay,
it's too costly.
I'm going to show you all a gemstone. Okay, this is a 12 karat Tanzanite.
Okay, so I want to ask senior Mr. Tay, the box of unheated Tanzanites, right? There are a couple of pieces that is mixture of purple and green. Would you still call it Tanzanite or just zoisite? So it's like, you know which one? Kunming, can you show the box? The bottom left pear shape.
Yeah.
Okay, bottom left pear shape.
Zoisite.
Clear cut. But then the top right pear shape is a mixture, a little bit purplish, little bit greenish, little bit bluish.
Yeah.
So is it a Tanzanite or a zoisite? Tanzanite. Okay. So yeah, I asked this question for our audience. I think they will be wondering. A mixture because of the pleochroism. So
Right.
this is the uniqueness of it.
So I want to show you this gem. Look at that.
Wow, looks like sapphire.
Yeah, this is a 12 carat stone. So let's put it beside all of them. You will see the difference.
Yeah, big mama. It's a big mama also.
Big mama stone.
This has a very nice color. So just now was Gek Chang, you asked about the quality and all that, right? Yeah, it looks almost like royal blue, but if you look carefully, right, because of the pleochroism again, you can see the blue and then you can see the purple also.
Yeah,
you see the purple as well?
The purple?
Yeah, it's very beautiful piece and the color is rather evenly spread out and you see the blue compared to the cushion shape, the cushion shape color, the one in the middle, right, of the 6 pieces. The cushion shape and the pear shape behind, right, is bluish. Just now the one that Jia Hao likes is bluish, but those blue are a little bit more grayish blue. Whereas the 12 carat is like blue, like what this Gek Chang say, royal blue, almost like that. Yeah.
So be very careful to say royal blue because these are all trade terms and royal blue is only to sapphires.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I'm going to show you one last stone which will blow your minds. This is an 18 carat emerald cut. And it's very beautiful.
From 12 to 18.
Wow. Do you want to see a beautiful stone? If you all want to see, just put in the chat. Yes, I want to see. Yes. Come on, everyone. Show me your excitement.
Your camera put higher and showing downwards like that a little bit if possible.
Higher. Maybe higher.
Yeah, go much higher.
Wait.
Yeah, and then show downwards because of the depth of field is blur at the back. Okay, then the head go down.
Yeah, are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
if we tell them next week, then they will be disappointed. Wow, this is a nice one. Oh, this is really nice.
Okay, let me zoom in.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't want to
beautiful.
zoom out. Yeah, look at that. Let me change the mode to. Look at this. Yeah. You can see the color.
Oh, this really purplish blue.
Look at the color and the intensity. And the intensity and the clarity, the cutting. You need the depth. You see the stone is deep. Then you can really get the color.
In this piece, it's a lot more purplish than the oval.
Yeah, the oval more blue.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, so nice.
So.
Wow, nice.
Hope you all have sweet dreams. Yeah, tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who likes the emerald? Who likes the oval? Emerald, or both?
Or both.
The oval must be expensive. Both. IMAX says both. Gek Chang says both.
Yeah.
Jia Hao says the emerald cut is an arm and a leg. Yvonne says both. Pariana is oval. Xing Yi also both. Karen also both. Okay, for me it's oval. I like the one with a little bit blue. With a little bit of blue. Janice also say oval. Yeah.
I think one last stone, so I just put one royal blue stone beside, okay?
Yeah.
And then
I think Bernard was asking.
Then we can call it a night. Because
oh, sorry. I made a mistake. Sorry. Okay, Kunming, can you unmute? Sorry, I made a mistake just now.
Hello.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so now I have a stone that is certified by Belle Perron, a French lab. that is a royal blue. So let me just put it beside it.
Oval has the edge, but emerald cut is bigger. The sapphire looks so small beside them.
Yeah, it's a 1.47 carat. Quite
Wow.
close lah. But you can see the blue sapphire really is blue. Huh?
Emerald cut is cleaner and clearer. Yeah, emerald cut is clean.
Both are very clean. It's just that the crystal is slightly more
Clear lah.
clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this sapphire, what is the blue? What would you describe the blue to be?
This is a royal blue.
Oh, it's a royal blue.
Yeah.
So
royal
Kevin
blue.
says it's small but more expensive. We go by
Yeah.
per carat lah. Per carat, yeah.
Yeah.
Sapphire is still higher in price per carat than Tanzanite.
Yeah. So anyway, one of the reasons also is sapphire is harder. It's much more durable. So therefore the value is there. And the RI is higher. So you get a better sparkle from a really good sapphire. Till date, Tanzanites have not surpassed sapphire in pricing. Yeah. So it's actually it's a fantastic stone actually, you know.
So to answer just now, someone said, I think it's Eric, right? Talk about whether it's overpriced. I think it's really hard to say if it is overpriced. If you make a comparison with sapphire, it is not so overpriced, to be honest. Yeah, and it looks really nice. You can get large pieces like this for a good affordable amount, for affordable price, you know, as compared to sapphires itself. So yeah. And Eric asked about Tanzanite, whether they have better saturation. It really depends. You saw just now there are some Tanzanite that got no saturation on, like light purple, like purplish blue like this.
The one that I carry is a rough stone, 200 gram. Was the saturated one on my slide presentation.
Yeah. So anyway, can I
Any other questions?
Yeah, is there any other questions? If not, I just stop the share. Yes.
Yeah, they want to know general rule of thumb. What is the average price of Tanzanite per carat? Again, it depends on quality lah. Very hard to give you average price one. It's like sapphire, the average price is from $500 to $5,000 per carat, you know. So yeah. And Eric also asked, maybe those that you saw was expensive due to the settings. I guess, yeah, it's possible. Okay, Kunming, you see the questions there?
Yeah, I think there's not much of a rule, because you shop around, you know, you can find Tanzanites couple $100 a carat, you know, maybe 1,000 max 2,000. I don't know. It depends on also which house you buy it from, because depending on the cutting. But if you look at sapphires, you can range a couple $1,000 a carat, and then if it's no heat, the value shoots up even more. So that is where you can just go and have
4 Cs.
Go back to the 4 Cs lah. Yeah, just go, like my father say, go back to the 4 Cs. You know, color, the carat, the color, the clarity, and the cut. Yeah, then from there you gauge. And anyway, at the end of the day, it's a willing buyer, willing seller. So, you know, you can always try to negotiate with them and see what is the value, what you feel like is the right value. All right, so with that is it. Let's all just turn on our video and let's take. Let me stop the live. Okay, for those of you on the live stream, thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you all soon. Stop the live stream, and for all of you here, let's all show our face and take a video. I mean, take a what you call it? Screenshot.
Yeah, screenshot.
Yeah.
Group photo.
Group photo. Hi, everyone. Wow, hi.
Yes, hi. I'm Mac.
Hi, Mac.
Maybe you can share your name, you know.
Yes.
Hi. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
We need to how to do the show the full screen. Gallery. Okay, gallery view. Yes. Hi, everyone.
Oh yes. Hi, Chimun. Good to see you. Okay, Angeline's webcam is not working, no problem. Hariana, hi.
Hi.
Bernard, hello. So how did y'all get to know us, or the webinar? And we know Chimun long time ago already, Yeah, Karen, no problem. It's okay. Yeah, for those who you can camera, you can just switch on camera. Okay. So is that all? All right. So hi, Jiahao. Good to
Hi,
see you
Jiahao.
outside. Listening to. Okay, is everybody ready?
I suppose we are.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful and handsome smile. 1, 2, 3.
Smile.
Yes. Okay, one more time. Okay, you can thumbs up or something.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Thumbs up. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. It's really nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tay Shun, you're hiding in the corner. He's hiding off camera.
Yeah. Hey, where's Mr. Tay? How come he's not in the
Hey,
picture?
Mr. Tay, stand here.
Yes.
Behind. Yeah, one more time.
Better.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
All right, that was good.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Long time no see, Mr. Tay Shun.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Wow.
2 years since we did the Jade course.
Okay.
Sydney.
Thank you so much.
Long
That's
time ago.
impressive. I beat everybody else.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yes.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Join us for the next Zooming in Gems next month. We'll let you know. Follow our Facebook and our YouTube channels. Okay,
Yes.
see you all.
Thank
We'll
you,
put the
Mariana. Thank
replay
you.
See you
on the
later, all.
YouTube.
Yeah, see you.
Bye-bye.
See you all. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
And bye.
Bye.